Hi all, welcome to Earthy Evo. Today we're going to be speaking about the 6 month review of my Surface Laptop 3. My Surface Laptop 3 it's been 6 months since I bought it. It seems to be held up pretty well. I've been I've held it sometimes on the walls and everything. It seems to be held up pretty well. There's not a scratch, not a single scratch. And the IO is pretty less and very disappointing. The IO from the right side of the laptop, you can see that there's the Surface Connect. On the left side, it's just three ports, which is USB a Type C port, and a 3.5 headphone jack. The Type C should at least be a Thunderbolt, but it isn't. It's just a normal Type C. This is the back of the keyboard. This is the back of the laptop. It's really clean, and to open the laptop you need to remove these rubber feet, and there'll be screws under. You just need to unscrew it and open it up. Now let's go and see what's inside. You get face recognition and you pop up to the home screen. The keyboard and the deck is really good, and this is what I like in this laptop the most. The uh, this laptop and this specific feature has the Alcantara keyboard, which is a fabric keyboard, like how there's carbon fiber in Dell XPS, and the touchpad is really responsive. This is a glass trackpad. The keyboard has 3.5 of key travel and types really silent. So this has a pixel sense display. You can't see a single pixel seen unless you move up to a inch away from the laptop, which you mostly won't. Next, about the battery life. The battery life has about degraded about 3 to 2 hours from now, since I bought it from 6 months back. About 6 months back, as advertised, it was advertised as 11.5 hours, but I have gotten about 8.5 or 7.5 hours depending on how I've configured it, like the battery and the performance. But right now I'm getting only about 4.5 to 6 hours, which is really disappointing. And we shouldn't keep this laptop near heat conditions. If you keep it outside for about more than 2 hours, the battery gets too hot, the laptop gets overheated, and probably a day after, the battery seems to be the capacity seems to be decreasing a lot. My laptop's capacity of battery has decreased to about 13% in just 6 months. Um, the processor has 10th gen i5 Core i5 CPU. It is a Ice Lake processor. This Ice Lake processor has pretty much it has a fast processor speed, and it may be future proof. Since there's the new M1 chip and the 11th gen, they are more faster than the 10th gen Core i5, but it's still pretty fast for the year 2021. And it has Wi-Fi 6. The Wi-Fi 6 is a really good option, which you don't get in the 15-inch model of the Surface Laptop 3. The 15-inch model had only Wi-Fi 5, which was never going to be future-proof because it's already been used. But the 13.5-inch, which has the Intel CPU, has Wi-Fi 6, which is going to be future-proof. And the problems which I've had with this laptop from the past 6 months is basically sometimes when I shut down the laptop and when I log in back to Windows, the when I press the brightness button, normally it just works now, but later it gets stuck all of a sudden. So when it gets stuck, I reboot the system, and it definitely fixes the problem. The same thing happens to my speakers. When I try to adjust the speakers, it gets stuck sometimes. That can be fixed with a restart or a reboot. And recently, this month, I have had a huge problem with the software, and there were quite about 5 bugs, 5 bugs from the software. They were all pesky bugs. So the main problem was the speakers. The speakers drivers didn't even work. No matter how I updated it or reinstalled it, it never worked. But all of a sudden, when even a hard reset didn't work. But doing a USB recovery image actually worked because I needed to set up the whole laptop again and it reinstalled the whole firmware again. That was a big problem for me since I'm a student. The laptop itself, since it's already been 6 months since I bought it, there were a lot of software problems which I've been handling, but the hardware is pretty good. The hardware and the build quality is pretty good. It's just that the keyboard flexes a lot, but it doesn't make a big difference. It's held up pretty well for the hardware side, but from the software side, it's been really buggy. Well, it's not that much buggy. Well, totally, I've had only up to like 5 to 6 bugs from the time I bought it. But I would think that the hardware would stay for a long time, but the software would crash sometime. And there's one more feature which I would like to tell. You shouldn't game on this laptop if you've already bought it because it has the AMD Radeon Vega graphics, the Surface Edition. That is you shouldn't game larger games with this, for example Fortnite or Call of Duty, but you can play Minecraft and all the small games. Otherwise the Windows may crash and it may become very slow and you may have to get a replacement within the warranty time. But these speakers are really good. The laptop and the speakers are so good. These are more louder than the M1 MacBook Pro, but not as clear, but it is as loud. Let us take the speaker test. Okay, so that's it for the review, guys. Other than that, the laptop has been holding pretty well. That's all for the review. See you in the next video.